hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? We got the hola, ¿cómo estás? The ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Hello, ¿cómo está? Arriba, arriba. Arrivederci. I don't know. You bien, et tu? Yeah. Anyway, never mind. Good morning. Muy bien. Muy mucho bien. Here for your crown. Y'all, I can't see the crowns on this shit. What up, my fam? How we doing? How we going? What's going on? I survived last night. You mean Dan survived? I don't know. That guy, I'm never gonna win that. And people feel bad, but I'm like, yeah, no. Don't feel bad. It's okay. You know, there's just too much history and too much, there's too much, heck, there's too much history and there's too much trauma and there's too much anger on both sides, right? So it's just gonna happen that way. Both of us. Hi, Gator. How you doing? Hello, hi, my Janet. Hello, my JD. We got the C and the H. Baby K. Baby, we don't know who it is. Baby, is it a male or a female? And what's the possible names? We don't know anything. No, we don't know a damn thing. Auntie Helen, I saw you called yesterday. I was up to my elbows in shit. Not literal shit, but shit. I couldn't talk. I was going out live. This woman, my aunt, and my cousins over here. The cousin's about to pop. My cousin's about to have a baby. And no, we don't know anything about the baby. We don't know if it's a girl or a boy. No name. It's all gonna be a surprise for everybody. Shit. That shit off. I'm a good shit wiper. I'll be ready to take on that baby when I get there. I'm professional. I'm all like, I've done every woman, man, and child there is. Especially old age men. Got that ass wiping down to a T. That's right. Call me the official ass wiper. Yeah. Just like the old days. But I would prefer a baby butt over a 93-year-old butt. However, I have to say that the 93-year-old butt's kind of cute. Not all of them, but whatever. Never mind. All the clothes will be yellow or green. Her room is like I think a greenish color. Hello from Scottsdale. How you doing up in that hot state? But she says, bump. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, no, we survived. Dan survived, and y'all gotta know I will never win any argument against his family ever. That's Dan and his loyalty to his parents. Not parents, but fuck, his siblings. Like, what? The defense is always crazy. Hey, Dash, how's it going? Aaron, my cousin's having a baby. We're having a baby, yo. Yeah, I'm so excited. Hi, Emma. I know, Jerry, poor Dan. I don't even know how he lives with me, sleeps next to me, touches my vagina. Could you imagine that man even touches my vagina after everything I don't do for the family? Lord have mercy, I can't believe it. Hi, Cindy Lou. Hot dog lover. Birthday breakfast, happy birthday. Yeah, good day, Luana. I got poor Dan, poor Dan. It's all right, poor Dan. I say poor Dan every time too because he's getting reamed, weaned. Happy birthday to Dog Lover. That's right. Happy birthday. I hope you guys have it. It's Tuesday, right? I keep forgetting what day it is. I feel like I have boogers in my nose. I didn't blow my nose this morning. I've got shit. Let me tell you the shit that I'm dealing with right now. Homeownership is the shit. Whoever said buy a house, fuck you. We're on the fuck you rant today. Whoever says you need to have a handyman available, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you for taking my money. Fuck you, Mercury Insurance. Do we see a fuck you to Mercury Insurance? Please help me with the fuck you. They denied my claim. My sinking house is not on, it's on exclusion on my rental property. Sorry, everything else is covered. No sign of moisture. Had you had sign of moisture, we would have covered the claim. No moisture means, sorry, your house is settling, but you gotta pay for it. Fuck you, Mercury. Fuck you, exclusions. And fuck you to my oven, because my oven's not working either. My oven's not working. What in the God living's earth? Really? I was trying to bake a pizza last night and I was like, God, this is taking forever to warm up. Hey, JT. Blisters in the sun? Oh my God. I was too. I've been listening to Violent Femmes ever since. God, I love it. Anyway. Hi, Sansoni. Hi, Miss. How are you? Everything's better, you guys. I will never win the argument between me and his family. His family will always come first. Even though I don't see it his way, he doesn't see it mine, I get over it because it's been a battle for years. So, fuck you, any insurance. Whatever insurance you're having, probably fuck you. So, anyway, you got a thundercloud overhead, duck and cover, Brian. So, yeah, so my heat element's not working in my oven, obviously. It didn't warm up last night. So I'm gonna need to get that looked at. F my life. The fan was working, so I'm assuming the heat element's working. The insurance said, fuck you to me. Ha 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 ha. You're gonna have to spend your own money to lift up your house. Ha 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 ha. So fun, yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, I'm gonna take a break and come to Hawaii. I'm there, Debbie. All 3 desks. Oh good. We're done. So that would be grandfather is sleeping. Grandfather in house in room sleeping. Yeah, he's never on in the morning. Why do people ask where grandpa is? Like, what? I used to have a condo, sold it. Yeah, fuck that shit. Catherine, do you have any money you want to give me? Catherine sold a condo, so I'm thinking she's sitting on some cash. Yo, Catherine, you want to give me about 10 grand as a gift? I'll take it. No problems. I'll pay it back. No, just as a gift. Have your want to be everything always works out in my favor. Nothing works out in my favor. Ever. I mean, if this shows you my luck, I don't know what my luck is. Shit. Y'all, wasn't that cute, Sansony? So did y'all see? Borrow off of Grandpa. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. There's no borrowing from Grandpa. Grandpa needs his money, y'all. Good morning, Tana. How are you? I was dancing with Ed. Did you see he was trying to get off? He was trying to get up, not get off. Shit. He was trying to get up to dance with me. It was fun. He was just smiling after the live. And I started singing the Schlemiel Schlemazel, I still got Milwaukee on the brain. And so he was dancing and I thought, Dan caught it. I thought it was so fun. I looked up if you saw in the video and he was videoing. Field trip to Hawaii, who's in? Who's in? Wasn't that the cutest video though? I mean, he was so happy. It was so cute, you guys. Share it. Make it viral. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. No, Mama needs to get her house lifted up and her stairs done. What the fuck? Yeah, Mama's in deep shit. Now Dan's gonna be watching like every penny. So yeah, my TikTok, everybody thinks this show used to be about Grandpa. People love him and miss him. That's why, Melissa, this show particular has never been about Grandpa, honey. You've done bumped your head. No, this show has always been about me and my journey. Y'all stop changing and flipping the narrative to fit you and your ugliness. No, this is my journey with Grandpa and with my life, my kids, and everything that surrounds me. So next time, listen closely, okay? Grandpa's in my life, therefore he's part of it. But this has never been about Grandpa, just Grandpa. This is about me. You know what I'm saying? Grandpa can't take over. He can't turn on a fucking channel. He can't go live. He can't post videos. I mean, y'all got bunch your head just to use like passive aggressive behavior. You curse a lot, shame. God, it's so fucking shameful. Hi, Ellis, I miss you. I was talking to you the other day. You didn't hear me on the Zoomy. People say, and then they come in here, and then they say, that's who to say. Well, Chris, some people say that out loud. I'll give it to you to say it. But yeah, like, Elvie, I was calling for you. I miss my sweet Elvie. I need my mama Elvie to give me some good words of wisdom. So maybe on Zoom at some point, you can lift me up because I'm feeling low. I would give you 10,000, but I need to buy another car. Fuck the Tahoe's gasket. Fuck your gasket, Catherine. Catherine said she was gonna give me money, but she blew a gasket. Fuck the gasket. They show as much for a reason. Yeah, think. You guys, people who think that, you know, we're making millions off of Grandpa, let me tell you something. We ain't. And TikTok's algorithm has done fucked me up and fucked Dan up. We're making a quarter of what we used to on TikTok. So we need to do some extra hustling. Time for my OF page. Just kidding. No OF. Lord have mercy. Gotta figure something else out. Hi. Oh. Yeah, just, are you going inside? Thank you. Oh, Sansony, I can't get that shit out. I can't say that shit out loud. I'm gonna be canceled. I have a cancel culture if I start saying that shit. Mark's here, Dan. Dan. You would love to be just like me? You don't want to be like me. Melissa, it was. I mean, it was kind of just rude. The way you, and maybe I took it the wrong way, but at the same time, like, this show, you said it. This show used to be about Grandpa. I was correcting you. It's never been about Grandpa. So you were being ugly because you were dissing me. And why you can't acknowledge that nor see that is baffling. So don't change it and flip the narrative. You said it. You wrote it. Go back and read it. Open your eyes and see how somebody can misinterpret your writing. This show used to be about Grandpa, now it's about you. What, that you think that's nice? Yeah, no, girl, it's not nice. So don't try to flip the script, baby. Anyway, sorry, how to take care of somebody on Facebook. And then they come back and then they argue their defense, you know? But doggone it, I like you. I'm not intimidating, Carolyn. No way. The thing is I'm not intimidating. But don't come on here and be an ass to me and then try to say, oh, I was just, you don't have to be so rude. No, you were rude first. And that causes the intimidating. We need to win the lottery. Catherine, yes. I'm in. Who wants to win the lottery? Me. My insurance claim was denied. Did I tell you that? Shit. I said a lot online in UK hurting work. We call him a woman got 3.5 years in jail for cussing. What? Hey, Dago. Marcy, we know. For the love of Pete, is sis with him. Who? Who's sis? Well, you know, Beverly, I just got this way. Hi, Foops, I see you. You got instant on an Airbnb? You were? You had enough money to go on a trip. Do you have any more? I need some. If you've got any extra pennies, I'll take them. Any extra Benjamins? No? He went on vacation. He probably spent all his money. Now he's got to go back to feeding the herd, the cattle, all the shit. They eat everything. Shit. I mean, you guys should see his video. In the Goodman family. Sorry, Goodman. Reflection is ugly. Reflection is hard. But you know, it's good to reflect on yourself and others. Shit. Anyway, so here's the thing. I know what I said and I know what I wrote, and it was not rude. It was Melissa. And you're still fighting the fact when you say, everybody, what was I feeling? When you say, this show used to be about Grandpa, now it's all about you. Y'all think that's rude? She's still pleading her case. Your Honor, deflection. Y'all still, I mean, she said, it's not rude. I can be rude. That wasn't rude. Melissa, when you say that, it's rude. It's rude. Flat out fucking rude. You started it, and I'm gonna finish it. Anyway, Janet, I hope you're well. It's rude. I mean, you want me to keep going to all the people that are saying rude? Anyway, thanks, Tet, that means aunt. Does Tet Margaret mean aunt? Anyway, not only rude, but incorrect, yeah. Because this show has never been about Grandpa. Maybe Dan's show is primarily about Grandpa, but mine has never been primarily about Grandpa. I have multiple accounts, and all my accounts, I have Grandpa, I have me, I have life, I have everything, right? Your dog smells like dog. JD, I have word news for you, they all do. Doesn't matter how much you wash them. If you put end to care unit. Len, I would blame me. I'm selfish at times, but I could never put Ed. Are you kidding me? I could never do it. It would kill me. It would break my heart. It's not easy. Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate it. Jody, Melissa. She said this show used to be about Ed, not you. And now she's fighting me on the fact that she doesn't think that's rude. And I attacked her for being rude. But she's still fighting back, saying it's not rude. It is completely rude. So she started it. I have a dice for Dan and siblings. Yes, so do I. I've got advice. Thanks, Brooklyn. You know, he has changed my life in so many ways, you know? I mean, when you think about it, not only did we have a fucking horrible past, but he changed our lives in ways that I could never express. Social media, he opened the door. Melissa, you still on? Oh, see, now it comes out. Now she practically admitted her attack. Whatever, I'm not arguing with ignorance. See, Melissa, we knew that was coming all along. And that's why that first comment was rude, because that's in you. And I knew it I sniffed it out. You see how big my nostrils are? Baby, I sniff out bullshit quicker than you'll even know. Fuck. Anyway, so what was I saying before she said that? Yeah. Oh, is she a God one? Is she a God Farron? Does she have God religious? Is she religious? Of course. Hypocrite. It was never created just about Ed. It was never created about Ed. It was created about us and our journey with Ed. And I was trying to talk about something that was beautiful, and I still have people, sorry. I know sometimes I hang on to ignorant people, but it just drives me nuts how they don't see their own faults. Her profile speaks about God, right? The hypocrite that I talk about. Now, I don't care who you believe in and what you believe in, but if you have God posted all over your profile and you're coming on here and being ugly, you know, God don't like ugly. And if you really practice and preach about God, you should take his number one rule: love others, kindness, judgment. So it's not the fact that I bash on religion. I don't fucking care what religion you are. I bash on the hypocrites. Yeah, the hypocrites. And if you guys don't know what that means, the hypocrites. Yep, the hypocrites. That's who I bash on. God help me. And I'm using God as a euphemism. Every time I see an ugly person click on their profile, God, you know? Yeah, that's good. That's not hypocrite. Shit. Anyway. It's 2025, the age of ignorance and ugliness. Word. I'm not going to tell you what my religion is because I already get enough hate. I don't need other hate. And like I said, I have many different cultures in my melting pot of a life. And every one of those people, whether they're Christian, Muslim, Catholic, they have respect and mutual kindness for others. Bam. I was questioning MD officers and they said, they had me as a after questioner, she said, if you're going to be rude, God, Lord. That's right. Do unto others, and do you have them to unto you. I don't know if that was exactly, that was a...
What?
Yeah, good men, you know, sometimes it is what it is. Yeah. About last night, this is probably did it because she, yes, 100% Carly. Yeah. She's that way. I can't say that out loud, but she's that way. She claims the innocence, you know, but yeah, no, that's a long history. That doesn't work that way. There's a lot of angry people. Yes, yeah, Ed never has come on Morning Lives, ever. Since I started this show, my show right here, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, however long it's been, Ed has never been on my live in the morning. This is about me. Period. Hi. Hi, dogs. I don't know if I'm a loose connection. Hey, Surrey. Anthony, shut up. Hey, Surrey. Hey, Surrey. Surrey. Hey, Surrey. Turn off Bluetooth. We're all different, Mike, and it's hard. One of my biggest arguments ever with him is he's always put his family first. And when we argued that day, I said, you know, it's interesting you feel that way because all I wanted support in was you defending me against your family from the beginning. And it never was. It never was. My impression, my feeling is it was never, I lose. It's a, you knew that. I knew you were thinking that. He's like, fuck, here she goes again with the wrong name. It's not Surrey. It's fucking Surrey in my house, bitch. So anyway, it's just, I think that will always be an argument and he will never, ever, ever see my side. Ever. And yeah, I don't think I did anything wrong in that period. And if I did, I would apologize. Lives with Dan. I know. Me, bruh. Me too. Yeah, claims to love God but acts the opposite of Jesus' teachings. That's what kills me. We're all flawed individuals, right? I mean, come on. We all like things our way. We all want to have it. But there's a huge thing. He thought I was saying bitchy, right? He think he loved dogs. He thought I was being bitchy, but he can't hear, right? So I was yelling, and then he ignored me, and I said, Dan, so I didn't think he heard. So I said, Dan, we have it covered. We don't need her. And then he turned around and did that. So, whatever. Me too, Linda. And I'm stubborn, he's stubborn. And so we fought, and he said ugly things. I did not. There's a difference. He was vicious. He was ugly. And I didn't even tell you the things he said, right? Because it doesn't matter. But the thing that matters is that it's been an endless argument our whole marriage. And it's not a side, like I don't want you guys to take sides or whatever, but it's hard too because everybody wants to take a side. It is what it is, and it will always be a difficult, it was the words. Yeah, it was the words. Really, I wasn't, oh, thanks, Bobby. I wasn't angry at the argument, you know. I got triggered, he got triggered. I was angry at the words. Yeah, I was angry. I would never say those things in that way to him ever. Because I know I'm self-aware. I'm not impulsive like him. And he's very impulsive. And so I was more angry at the words, not even the fight. Because here's the thing, I know I'm always gonna lose. I will always lose with Dan and his siblings. It doesn't matter, I will always lose. So, he was very hurtful. And that was the hardest thing. When I'm sacrificing my whole self for him and his family, let me tell you something. And he said things to me that I was like, motherfucker, are you kidding me? I'm sitting here wiping your ass once again, dealing with your office and all that shit. Because that brings out the worst in families. You know, Sue, yeah, death does bring out the worst in families. It does. And I have a feeling it's going to get ugly with the siblings. 100%. Yeah. For other reasons that we don't need to discuss. So it will be, you know, it's tough to watch, Jennifer. I mean, it's reality. You know, Dan and I mean, we don't care. To us, that wasn't, like Dan said, to us, we had already dealt with the issue, right? Or else we wouldn't have talked about it. Always, Galactic. He's a defender. He always defends. But you have to remember, in Dan's whole life, and I'm a psychologist, right? Like, I have this psychology background, and it's common sense. You know, we've always pointed the finger at him, right? What are you doing? You're not working, you need to work, you need to make more money, what the fuck is this? What are you doing? Can you clean up after yourself? There's never been a lot of positive communications, right? So over the years, he's gotten super defensive because everybody complains to him and everybody bitches at him, right? Oh, Daniel, you know, stop talking that way. Daniel, stop yelling. Daniel, you know, it's everybody, right? And not to say he should try, right? He should try, but he just, again, this old dog won't change. He just won't. So it's things that we just adjust to, knowing we ain't gonna win. We wouldn't have shared that if we didn't, right, already have the resolve of that argument. And I don't care. Like, I have no shame because I think I'm right. I think I'm right. What's I right about the whole family dynamic? I created it. Yes. And that's true, Goodman, right? That's true. Dan is loud because he's also very loud because of his hearing loss. And some of that argument was because I honestly was walking and I was like, Dan, we have it figured out, you know? We don't need her. And I'm yelling because he's not giving me like a hold on, and then he turned around and did what he did. And then I was like, we don't need her, you know, because I was triggered. And I wanted her to hear, you know, but yes, Ed created this dynamic. And Goodman said, and now he's innocent, which is true, you know? I mean, Ed didn't have a lot of great family skills, communication skills, social skills, right? And the family is a lot like him. You see his sister and Dave. Dave is a little bit more reclusive, but tons, it carries a spitting image of her dad. Just in a, yeah. Yes, and Dan's super loud. So a lot of the times, do you guys make good money on social media? No. Scott, Dan was an attorney. So no, absolutely not. Family is the hardest. It is. And look at our dynamic. Do you know how much, hi Colin, do you know how much it plays into this issue? The dynamic of the family and how, you know, we're stepbrother, stepsister, and my mom was in there. There's a lot of, I think, jealousy on one part, right? And I think it is, my opinion, when you stem back from childhood trauma, right? This is just my opinion, that there was jealousy with me when I was younger. I had her dad. Not, you know, it's that whole thing. I mean, I was jealous when my brothers were born because I was like, well, what the hell? They get my dad and I don't. You know, it's the stuff that you have formed in your brain, right? So, and so I think a lot of it is she's jealous of a lot of different things, and now I'm taking care of her dad. And I'm doing it. And I'm killing it. Now, she doesn't realize, of course, well, you know, Mickey, I think at the end, if his family did that, he would choose me. But in the meantime, he's going to save the perseverance of, the of both sides, right? Because he dies, he wants me to get along with his family so bad, but it's like I get the brunt end of it because he doesn't really, and he wasn't, the way he treated his sister, I was like, come on, Dan, we all know who Dan is. Like, he was so calm and collected. He was angry, but he wasn't like a normal Dan. He was trying to be respectful. And I was like, So, Victoria, everybody's, this is us, right? And for us, it wasn't a big deal. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because I feel like some people go through the same shit. My channel specifically is about, Ed, my relationship with him, past, present, future, my husband and my marital issues, stupid, whatever they are, making fun of him sarcastically because that's how I cope, dealing with boundaries, setting boundaries, learning how to change, and trying to get my audience to recognize reflection and ownership and loving yourself and all these things. I am no longer, I don't care, because I know that argument probably resonated with a lot of people. And that's why I share those things. I'm not a private person. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not ashamed of my relationship, right? This isn't about divorce. This isn't about, those are some big issues in our family and will always be that way. And I will always feel that way, right? And vice versa, because he wants to secure the family. Right? He wants everybody to get along. That's all he does, even on social media. Even my battles with, the people on the other side. He just wants it, just call it a truce. He just wants a kumbaya. And that's the thing. You know what I mean? And so the thing is that I do it if I can help others. If we can do it to help others and realize that we have the same issues, right? What you see is not perfection. I don't have a perfect marriage. I have a very flawed marriage. And I'm not ashamed to show it, right? I'm not ashamed to show it because I know it's going to help others. And it's going to help others recognize it's okay to vent. It's okay to talk to people. It's okay to own this, if you feel wrong, or it's okay to admit defeat. We both had a defeat moment, and it's still, he says we're over it. I mean, for the most part, I'm over it, right? But I still hang on to those words. Those words still float around in my head. He expects me just to wake up and have sex and we're done. Everything's, you gotta, blow it off. I don't work that way. It lingers for a minute. With my family, it doesn't work. You have no answers. And sometimes when the family fight back, Goodman, you just got to live it alone. You just got to live it alone. I feel bad about defending you. But should you? No, I don't think anybody should be, feel bad about defending me, as long as you, are not biased in any way. I think I was right in that situation. I think he just got triggered because he assumed that was going to create stress. I think he was completely in the wrong in that, quite honestly. But, he doesn't believe that. So, been a roller coaster of life and marriage. Now we're in our 46 years of marriage. And Mickey, we made it. You made it. My plans are if I live that long, I'll probably be in the same place. It's okay to defend and protect your peace. It is. And it's okay. Here's my thing is that I have learned to fight for what I believe in. I've learned to speak up for myself. I've learned to take care of shit. I've always done it, but I've learned to not be quiet about it. I've learned to set my boundaries, and I'm still learning how to set my boundaries, and I will continue to learn how to set those. But I'm a badass motherfucking bitch. I do it. And I'm still here today, persevering and getting shit done, right? A flawed individual, very flawed individual, who has her own set of issues, but is still doing one of the most amazing jobs in my family. Period. You will do, and I never could say that before. Even if I didn't even believe it. Today I believe it. Today I know it because I see it. And nobody else can do what I can do. Nobody. And I think there's that jealousy on her part because she knows she's incapable of doing it. So yes, that plays into the anger, And shame on her. Shame on her for not even coming. Shame on her for not even showing up yesterday or the other day. Why do you want to be that? Why do I want to be a badass bitch? Because Laura, I am. And why wouldn't you want to be?
Why wouldn't you want to be? Why wouldn't you want to be a woman who can handle her shit? Why wouldn't you want to be a woman who can speak her mind? Why wouldn't you want to be a woman who can tell people, no, that's not okay, and I'm not going to accept that behavior to me? Why wouldn't you want to be that woman? It took me a long time to get this confident in myself and not feeling insecure, and I'm not ashamed of who I am. No more, because I came a long way, and I'm proud. Anyway, confidence is straight, that's why. Yep. And you took her son in. I didn't want to. I also didn't have a choice in that. Dan did. But yes, in the end, he's there. I have a couch for him too that I'm going to drop off for him if he wants it. So yes, I am doing more than I should be doing, period. Hi, Beach Man. Happy Tuesday. He's a tad bit stubborn, but so am I, Victoria. And I just don't see how, after he yelled at me, yes, I was triggered, right? And then I was like, we don't need her. But before, I was honestly trying to be like, hey, we've got it covered. Don't interfere with our plans. I thought I was going to be a quiet Japanese wife. Yeah, fuck that. To turn 50 and I've learned this self-love doing me for the last 10 years. Congrats, Tina. And I'm telling you, Mark is the only one who you can call. He made him and Ha, but you're like, Mark, I need you, come in. And I said, Dan, call Mark and have him bring dinner over for, Mark ate too, for Andrew and Ed. And he did it, Mark, you can rely on. You can rely on Mark. Everybody else, no. Carrie rides her horses, she has her own hobbies, she travels, Must be nice, yeah. FIFA 5 says what some of these people say, they're crap they believe, and said, I know, Miami, and there's no reason to argue with the idiots, honestly. The new couch, I love it. I've only sat on it twice. Andrew loves it. Yes, I'm waiting on the old man to die so I can inherit his money. Yes. Do you know that his will divides amongst 7 people? 7 people. And how many millions do you think he has? None. Y'all think he's like, just because he was a podiatrist, the man retired in his early 50s or mid 50s. And people are so irritated. I'm part of that will because my mom contributed to his estate. So there's 7 people it's divided 1 share to, if anything's left. And we use his money. We used his money to pay for his caregiving. We use his money to pay for his incidentals because life is getting expensive and he can pay for them now. We're using his money for, if his medical and for whatever else we need. So most likely we will not get a dime. Period. Because that's the way things work. And that fucker is going to live to 110 years old. So, yes, I'm in the exploiter. Do you guys see Ed right next to me? Exploitation is keeping your parent up on film when they're no dignity. You guys should know better than we're exploiting. If you're going to use a stupid term, make sure you do it right. If I was exploiting, Ed would be in the corner watching me just to get views and likes. We don't do it that way. Sorry. Thank you, Abe. I appreciate that. Confidence is beautiful, and those boundaries. Confidence is beautiful, and I never had it. Never did. Social media and all the hate, thank you, trolls, pushed me in a different realm and made me realize, you know what? Fuck this shit. I gotta love myself, I gotta love who I am, and I gotta do what I wanna do and start speaking up because I'm tired of people pushing me around. Period. Where's your check for time and sacrifices? What's that? Where's my check from, Renee? Tell me. Right. Where's my time? I'll never get paid back. You can never, you really can never get paid back for your services rendered, right? All the time and stuff. I'm giving Ed a quality of life. Yeah, it's true. And I love that man. I love him. I never would have said that. I literally, it's crazy. I told him in my song I loved him and it slipped out. My mom would be very proud and very conflicted. I'm just kidding. My mother would be like, she already was like, what the fuck? Wow. Holy, who is this girl? Woman, whatever. He does? isn't anyway, but no, it's not any business. But most likely, if he needs long-term care, he won't have any money left. Period. And almost to get any help these days from government assistance or whatever, the county, whatever, federal, you need to have no money, and he's got too much for that. That's all I did. Yeah, I don't know how you charge. I mean, that's weird. I wouldn't do it. Hi Vanessa, how are you? Did you have your battle yet? No. I told him the other day, I went on his battle last night and I was like, we gotta hook up. So I'll text him today. How dare I talk about Jennifer's daddy like that? Oh shit, right? I forgot, sorry. Ed is Jennifer's daddy. They all take your money if you have any. They all, and I'm gonna tell you, it's complicated, right? So, I'm sure everybody will have their hand out when it's time. So we document very closely of where the money goes, very much where it goes. And I still, I've paid for so much over the years myself that, what am I gonna do? Put it this way. We're saving the money. We're saving the family $10,000 a month, right? We're saving the family $10,000 a month by keeping them here. Think about it that way. I get nothing. We get nothing. Yeah. Who does Jennifer favor? Her dad. Her dad. Good morning, Dorothy. It is, but you know what? I have nothing to hide, Mary. My finances are what they are. I own 3 houses free and clear. I own this house, I own the office, and I own my rental. I used to own more. We've sold them over the years because Dan wasn't working for a good 10 years. Barely working, barely bringing money in. So we needed that income to survive. I had 3 kids in college, 2 kids in college. One at UC Merced that I had to pay for. So, and they had college funds, right? But you never have enough money for the college funds. Before, when Dan used to work, money wasn't a problem, right? We bought houses. We had 5 houses. We had, we didn't have to worry about money. And that was back when I didn't want to spend because I was too afraid to spend, right? If I spent over $1,200, I freaked out. It's weird. I don't remember why, because Dan always bitched at spending money, like his dad. When we were making money, we had nannies, we had, drivers, we had lap of luxuries everywhere. We had, expensive trips to the casino. We lived a life. It was fucking fun, right? We've had it all. We've had money overflowing in the bank. It was just coming in at a point in time, right? And we couldn't. It was ridiculous with his firm, right? And then the shit happened with the firm and it broke up, right? And it just, Dan started realizing he was done chasing and the other one wanted to chase and be more, and he was the liability. So that happened and we lost a lot of money, lost a shit ton of money we had in our bank account to get through because he had not a pot to piss in. We signed a contract with him for him to pay us back over the years. It didn't have to be immediately, but it had to be something. It's been 5 years, haven't seen a penny. I texted him a couple times and said, yo, give me $1, show me you care. Do something, and we were best friends, do something. Show me you've given me 50 cents. Do something to make it seem like you're gonna hold true on what we've covered your ass from. Because we had assets. They were going after us for the judgment, right? So we had houses, they had all of my houses listed, they had my bank accounts, they had everything. So what do you do in that situation? You have to pay the judgment, or they put a lien on your house, right? So we took it, we paid it, and that was a hard pill to swallow. And he's never paid us back. So life became very difficult for Dan after that. Life became very difficult, hard for him to work. Believed there was a depression, blah, blah, blah. And he did some things, couldn't get out of it, and did some more, and didn't work because he got anxiety. And, did bare minimum of what he had to do. Marcia pretty much ran the office. And I was sitting here trying to budget and try to make things work with 2 kids in college, one in San Diego, and seeing our money just depleting, our whole in retirement. It was just half gone, So that's my life. And then he didn't really work. So I had to literally sell houses and budget for the family for all these years, barely making it by. One month we had, I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I remember out here crying and saying, I can't live this life. Like, this is too stressful. And how the nerve he has to not work, you know, to provide for his family. You know, it's time to move on. And, you know, he had the heart attack, and then that made everything worse. And I mean, it was not fun here at the Salinger household. As far as money, you know, we're not broke, we're not rich, we're moderate. We're a middle class family just doing our best to survive and to take care of our children and our family, and trying to enjoy life. You know, it's fun. Why didn't I get a damn job? Because I was picking up the pieces of Dan's life. That's why. How could I have worked with him? And I mean, come on, Stephen. You're really pissing me off. You would not be subject. No, Gio, that's such an ugly statement. And how you can say that mixed in with Stephen Golding, it's so stupid. Just because I put myself out here on social media does not give anybody the right to be an asshole. Period. Anyway, that's us, you know? If we didn't have all that, had 2 heart attacks before age 53, but I still worked, I know. And it was hard for me because I'm like, who does that? I can't, I had a heart attack. Okay, many people have a heart attack and still work, right? So, you know, it happened. And I believe, right, the past caught up with him, Dan. The divorce of the partnership caught up. It was horrible. It's like a divorce, right? You spend so many years together and then you feel like, you know, what the fuck happened, right? And you put blame on yourself for partnering with somebody who is a loose cannon and creates issues, right? He just hung on to his practice, did the bare minimum. Marsha ran the office. He paid somebody to sit there, you know, and keep things, statutes up to date, all that stuff. But he wasn't really working. But back in the day, it was great. And we had a life. I mean, it was a fun life. I don't have any regrets about that either. He does, but I don't, because I was prominent with the kids even with those times. Money is the root of all evil. You know, yeah, I guess, but it's really hard. You know, it's really hard when you just walk away from providing for your family. You know, that was difficult. Thank God he had some safeguards, right? And those houses were our safeguards. So no more going to nursing school. Who? Me? No, I didn't want to go. Just call Saul. Anyway, so, you know, here it is what it is, you know, and Glenn was still a chaser. He still wants to be big, and he still wants to be powerful, and he still wants to be all these things. And so Dan was like, we need to start, you know, limiting things, because Dan was starting to calm down and get out of that little bubble of making money and partying, and let's just go through with life, you know. And then it got crazy. So it is what it is. Yes, Stephen, I saw that. No, nobody can change the narrative, but people do it all the time. Just go read Reddit. Who doesn't want money? I just want enough money to be comfortable, right? Money might be the root of all evil, but try and do life without money, right? And at that time, Beach Man, I was stressed out. I was stressed the fuck out, because he was like, figure it out. Plain and simple, figure it out. He was going on, you know, walks for 16 hours a day. Not really, but all day long. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get healthy, you know? What the fuck? So that's my life. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud, you know, where we are. You know, could I have a little bit more money? Absolutely. Be a little bit more comfortable? Yeah. We lost a lot of money, right, from other adventures, but that's life. Some of us have had hard times like that and are crawling back up. And we're not crawling back up. I mean, we literally pay our bills. There's no room for anything. You know, I still have kids on the payroll, you know. I mean, yeah, I could take them off and be a little bit more comfortable, but I can't. Last month was a huge month, really big, and it's stress. I'm stressed, right? And all that stuff. Does Mark have help when he has Ed? Mark hasn't had Ed in 2 years. You know, Mark hasn't. The heart attack scared him after everything else, yeah. And I'm telling you, it was a depression. I don't care what he says, he was depressed. Are you and Dan sincerely happy? Nancy, here's the thing. It's the love of money. Here's the thing. Happiness is what you make it, right? Are we happy all the time? No. Do I see life with any other person? No. I'm not happy all the time, but I'm not happy. He doesn't make me happy. I have to make myself happy, right? We can't look for other people to make us happy. You have to choose to be happy, right? We don't always make each other happy. I don't think in any marriage that happens. We have to choose to be happy. We, individually. And I'm not happy all the time, no. But that's because it's me and the shit that I'm dealing with and the stress and everything else. My body is betraying me, you know, from the stress and the anxiety and all that stuff. But the most important thing you need to hear is I don't picture my life without him. The good, the bad, the ugly. He's a pain in my ass, but he's mine. And I have no desire to find somebody else, nor do I think it's important. We have so much history together. We have a beautiful love story. Do we see eye to eye? No. Is he stubborn? Yes. Am I stubborn? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I love him. I love him. And I would have left him 5 times ago, or 6 times ago, or 7 times ago when shit was really ugly, but I stayed because I loved him. Call me a codependent, I don't know, whatever you want to say, but it was what it was. And I believe in love, and I believe in our love. It's called marriage, so sorry. It's called marriage. And, you know, Hannah was like, Mom, you're not happy. And I'm like, no, today I'm not happy. Today I'm pissed off at your dad. Today your dad's a fucking dick. And today I want to kick him in the balls. Your dad is very ugly, and he said ugly things, and I'm pissed off at him. You know, she's like, well, you know, you need to, and I'm like, Hannah, she said, sometimes love isn't everything. And I said, love is everything. Love is everything. Now, you know, if he was beating me and doing other shit, that would change the narrative, right, of the story. But because it's just what it is what it is. And I love him no matter what. I mean, like I said the other day, there's times that I look at him and I'm like, God, I love you. And there's times I look at him and I'm like, God, I fucking hate you. You know? Marriage is tough. Marriage is tough. But we have battles. And remember, caregiving also causes some of those battles because of the family indifference, right? Yeah, you on Saturday. Sometimes we're on date night and I'm like, God, I love you. You know, we're vibing and everything's great, you know? And then I can look at him in like 2 seconds flat and he'll do something and the look in his eye and I'm like, oh, fuck you. Dan's always a bad boy. Dan has a loose lip, right? Dan's impulsive. He's a screamer. He's a loose lip, and anything having to do with his family, because he knows, right? He knows the turmoil between me and his sister. And he wants us to be happy. And I always tell him, you can't force us to be anything but what we are. There's too much past. And I'm not going to let it go because she doesn't know how to let it go, because she is not deep. She's surfacey. She's like Ed. They don't process things. They don't, they're very surfacey people. She would lie to my face and say, yes, it's great. And we've had these conversations. I've done it for Dan, and it's just always still stabbed me in the back. So it always involves me. Whether he sees it or not, it's an involvement because I'm in this family and I always get the short end of the stick. And you know who else sees it? His mother. His mother sees it, who is also a psychologist, by the way. Anyway, that he controls are pretty much in lives and he must control it in court. Yeah. And most people are going to see it. And when you speak on it, he gets really defensive about it because he has that's all he knows how to do is defend himself, because he wants everybody to see the greater good of what he's trying to do, which sometimes, like I tell him, leave it alone. You can't do it if the other person doesn't want to do it, right? Leave it alone. And if it works out, it'll work out by itself. But you're creating more of an issue. Period. How is Dan's mother? She's great. She kind of takes care of herself, and then Mark helps her for like other things. Yeah. Why do I always wear hats now? Because I love hats, and I think they're funny, and I think they're great. And my friends send me funny fucking hats. I love hats. I wear them when I work out. I wear them outside when I'm in the sun to protect my face from skin cancer. And at night, I don't wear a hat. Seems logical to me. Hey, Wolfie. Like, dude, right? Like, Dan is so explosive. It's like when he's triggered, he's triggered. He has a heart and he's a fixer. He tries to fix everything, but he can't always fix it. But he thinks he's gonna keep trying, and that's what creates the problem. Leave it alone. If it's gonna work out, it'll work out on its own. Especially me and his sister. And the next week, yeah, woo! I spend more time unhappy with him than I do happy. But he's my unhappiness and my happiness. Like, it's just, I couldn't, like I said, I can't imagine to see life any other way. Period. I mean, and that's my honesty. Hi, Storms. How are you? Stay hydrated. I know I'm thirsty. So this Lyrica makes me really thirsty. It really makes me thirsty, especially in the morning. So I had to take care of the chicks today. I think my friend knew I was so like bogged down with life. She was afraid to ask me. So I texted her this morning, and she sent me pictures. She's kayaking. Oh my God, it looks so beautiful up in Tahoe again. And so they just left for a couple days, and her daughter's doing it, but she's got school. She's in an accelerated nursing program. And so she's freaked out to take care. So I said, just tell Britt, I'll go over there today, check the ladies out, I'll feed them, and then I will garden. So she's like, I'll water the garden, and then I'll pluck and pick what I need. What did sis do so wrong? I can't, we don't have enough time in the day to talk about it. Yeah, we don't have enough time in the day. It's a history. It's a full history of 28 years. Anyway, we tolerate each other. Yeah, we tolerate each other. Hello, Pickle. Hi, Pickle. I love it when the kids. I have a kid like affection. You know, that one kid at the concert. You know, he's just always either with me or with Dan. Once he started dancing with Dan, that was it. But he was just talking my ear off. I love it. Pickle, be nice to Grandma. She won't comment on here. Yeah, no, I'm not commenting. Any wine yet? Never until like 3:34. Yeah, sometimes 5. It depends on how busy my day is. Today I have a feeling I'll be drinking a little bit early because I have 2 extra boys in the house, Andrew's cousin and his friend. So they just flew in from New York, and it was a little scary. They almost didn't make it. They kept delaying the flight. Don't you talk to Carrie when she comes over? Absolutely. I do talk to her. Again, is this a good smile? Is this a good smile? I try to hold it in as much as I can for my husband. And I think I did a pretty fucking good job when she canceled on us the 2 days before, and I was in the room. I saw Dan, and I thought, uh-oh, he's gonna lose the gasket. He was really calm though. And that's when I said, don't worry about it. Miss Chandra, she goes, I can come for a little bit. So I said, okay, done, we fixed it. And I walked away. We fixed it. We don't need you. Exactly what I said 2 days later when she felt guilty. Anyway. Sometimes to save the peace, you just gotta smile. Hi guys. How you doing today? How you doing, sis? All right, great. Yeah, your dad's fine. I just got him out of the shower. Oh, you shower him? Yeah, I have for the last 3 years. Yeah. Why doesn't Dan do it? Well, because I do all the other things, you know. You do that? Yeah. Well, oh, he should be doing that. I'm like, well, he doesn't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Storms. That's okay though. That's okay. You got this. How do I motivate to exercise every day? Doesn't she realize she's taking care of my father? Probably not. Not really, Barb. I think she just doesn't want to. She doesn't pay attention to it. I'm telling you, it's a weird thing that they have as Salingers. They don't pay attention. Like for me, I would be like, oh my God, do you need anything? You know, that's just my personality because I'm so worried about, and it's her father, right? And so, like, no, I just don't think they think about it, honestly. You know, when she's out gallivanting around, when they all have their, you know, just their life and, you know, they just call Dan and occasionally somebody will say, how's Dad? I hate when he defends all his siblings. That's my biggest trigger. You see what happened. You see who's here. You see what's up. I don't need to explain it to you. And it drives me nuts because don't make up for their inability to care or to be here for their dad. But they will have something to say about it. She should have told her friend, sorry. Yes, but she didn't think about it. She just doesn't. I mean, who cancels 2 days before after you've known about it for a month? You two quags. Do you feel, does Grandpa feel weird about you giving him a shower? Hell no. That guy is he's got a medical background. Like, he doesn't care. It's all medical purposes. I mean, he tells me thank you every 2 seconds, Lift up your arms, Ed, wash them. I do all the washing. He can't do it anymore. One of his hands is like, he thinks sometimes he can't open it, it's just, life is changing for Ed. And that's why you don't see him a lot. Thanks, Christine. That's why you should be responsible if a person has given a little chance. It makes sense how you should, if you need to call it if I want a new place and you want to go back. That doesn't make sense at all. And you saw you'd be looking me. Oh, they will, Jody. They will. Dan's like saying specifically for Mark when he writes checks for things, specifically say it. Or when he reimburses me back, we have memos on everything, so there's proof of the money isn't going anywhere. She pushed Ed outside in his wheel. Yeah. She scratches his head now. Why is her son living with you? He's not living with us. He's living on the property, one of our rental properties. Maybe a little older. I just want to say that I'm sorry for the first impression that I had of you. I really didn't, but no. And that's okay, Amelia. I mean, most people come around, and I appreciate you admitting. I wouldn't even know what you said. And that's okay. I don't need to. Here's the thing. A lot of people get me. They don't pay attention. They don't see, who they just take first impressions and they go away with it. I have a tough exterior, Thank you. I appreciate it, Amelia. That was really nice of you. Not a lot of people. I get a handful of sprinklings of people saying, I'm sorry, you're a badass bitch. And I didn't take enough time to see what you do, who you do, how you do it, and what you have to put up with. I have a Dan. Hi, Dan. I have a Dan, and I have, his family. And I have my own struggles and my loss of my family and my family being far away from me. And, the good thing is I have Josh and I have Rocky and I have the kids, and that keeps me afloat. I have my kids when they come home or come see me. I'm very loyal. I'm a very loyal person. That's one of my faults sometimes. No help from siblings. I get it. It's tough, right? Very decent to acknowledge it. Well, it's hard. Some people, you either get me or you don't, honestly, right? If you're going to see me first impression, you're going to get me. And if you're going to have a personality like me, you're going to be like, hey, I like this bitch. But if you're not, and you're a little put off by my vulgarity, my humor, my vulgar, all those things, and it takes you a while, because most people still watch. I think once they realize the shit I do and who and how my heart really is, they do change their mind, most of them. Some of them are also too stubborn to admit it, and they just watch from the background. Dan's creeping. I know. Sucker! Thanks. What is it? Callie Martin? Thank you. So I keep doing what I do, for you guys. I'll air my dirty laundry so that way you can resonate with it and maybe help you in some way. Sometimes, you just don't win an argument, or the other person will not see your way, and that happens a lot, right? You just got to keep pushing for what you believe in. And I believe in peace, love, and kindness. And I believe in opening your fucking eyes and trying to help others while they're struggling or could be struggling. I believe in recognition and seeing and possibly thinking about somebody else before you take the first jab, right? The first jab. This is me, y'all. Hi, Christy. Did you survive the storms? You met at Sam's Club Live. That's a scary place. Let me run to the last 5 miles. Not 5 miles, but it's almost at 5 miles. You've been to the casino? I went last week, and the casino was tight as a motherfucker. But you know what? Here's the thing. I love going, and I love, playing. Sometimes I just pop in, play my free play. I'll do that sometime this week, maybe. You're harsh and rude. There is no kindness in you. I've seen it. Susie girl, honey, bye. Yeah, I don't give a shit what you think, because you got ugly eyes, and that's why. So I play it, and if I'm like at PT or if I'm running around, I'm close, I'll pop in. Most of the time I'll just play my free play out. Sometimes I'll just play it all and leave. most of the time. And then once a month or so, I like to go and let loose. You know, take $100, $200, whatever, and play the field. You know, why not? I have a little fun, have a couple drinks, and enjoy myself. I'm gonna start doing that at least once a month with Jackie, because she needs some fun. She wants a, you know, not that she wants me there, but because I think it's important to spend time with her, and that's where she goes there 3 days a week, 3 to 4 days sometimes. Dan's sister more often to her degree, she may learn to like you. I'm not looking for people. I don't need people to learn to like me. I don't need to do that. That's not me. You like me or you don't. And it's never gonna change, a period. And I'm just speaking the truth, my truth, that's it, my truth. So you can believe it or not. Yeah, bye Susie girl. Susie girl said I was hateful and mean, and yeah, I am to people like her. Yeah, I don't run around social media attacking people. I don't know how they think that's not hateful and mean. So hey, what are you guys doing today on Tuesday? We have a member live today, yay. We got on such a tangent this morning, everybody wanted to talk. So we have a member live, a member live today. My members on YouTube. If you guys want to be a member on YouTube, hop on the YouTube member lives. We do them Tuesday, Thursdays, and I pop, the other was pop up. Sometimes it's just Tuesdays and Thursdays, but more times than not, it's a few pop-ups here and there. Thank you, Jennifer. And today was fun. Yesterday's, Dan captured such a beautiful moment. I was happy. You know, he was happy. He just smiled, and I was still singing the Shamil Shamazel song from the live, and he was smiling. And then I said, I'm just gonna grab his hands, you know? And it was such an amazing moment. You guys, I never thought I would have moments like that with Ed, right? These are my moments. These are my memories. This is what is so important in life. You know, I mean, if you saw me and Ed 30 years ago, you would never believe this is something I'd be doing. Never, never, ever. 5 years ago, I was ready to take him and drop him off at a memory care center, right? 5 years ago. I told Dan I can't do it. And Dan pushed. I said you filmed it. I said, you caught it. Jesus, now he's on this channel telling me I'm the one who filmed it. No shit, your face is in it. It was such an amazing moment. And that's the crazy thing about this vlog, this channel, these things. If you've been here from the beginning, if you've been here and taken the time to continue to follow, you see the transitions from beginning to end. You saw a woman learn to cope with her past trauma with somebody who wasn't very kind, right? My struggles with him. To somebody who was starting to cope and deal. My husband pushed social media on me. He thought it would help me, and it fucking did. Yeah, Dan, you're right. He loves to hear that. Sometimes you gotta pat him on the back a little bit. Yeah, honey, he pushed me into something. I never thought I could do this. This is my thing. I fell into it like a badass bitch, and I rocked it, and I've learned so much, and I've met so many beautiful people. I have friendships, I've lost friendships. I had people who were in my past and taught me so much. And then I had the transition of me loving Ed, right? When he changes, right? When every phase of the disease changes, they need something else, right? So everybody's like, you're so different with him now. Well, no shit. I'm different with him now because he's different, right? I've always been the same person. Do I still get mad at him? Yes. Do I still get frustrated and yell? Yes. But there's more of a, what's the word? I don't even know. There's more compassion. I show more compassion to him right now because he needs the compassion, right? You do, I mean, you got it before too, but it's just different now. I can't explain it, it's just different. I have always been this way, not at the beginning, but I have always been this way. It's a special bond that I have. I mean, Dan knows. I fight over what I believe is good for Ed, and he fights back, you know? I get mad at Dan when he doesn't do something right, you know? What are you doing? He doesn't like it that way. You don't know anything about your dad. Just take 1 minute to pay attention. Compassion. Yeah. A Mexican meatloaf? So it's me. I've always been this person. Like Dan said, I've always been a caregiver. You know, I've always, as much as I fight things, I do it because people need me. Mostly my husband. I do it when my husband needs it, when my friends need it. You know, I'm there in a heartbeat to help them out. May not be there physically, but I'm there mentally, and I make sure, you know, they get my phone call in my time. Because that's me. I love my people, and I'm loyal to my people. And I'm loyal to Ed, and I will see him and hopefully be with him on his last breath. If not, hopefully he passes in this house and he's under a home that he has lived in and that he's been loved and has a great quality of life. Period. It's really a beautiful thing. Really a beautiful thing. When she changed, and sometimes they change for the better. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to obviously wait for Dan to get dementia for him to change and to treat me better. But yay, I'm here for it. Maybe that's the thing in the Salingers. You get dementia and you get kind, and you get thank yous and never mind. Shit, I try to be as much as I can, Tony. I believe in myself like I believe in Santa. And now you're I don't like that one. I don't really believe in Santa, so. How do you like that shaky thing? It helps on my vagina. I love it because I don't leak. Don't let anyone live rent-free in your head. That's true. I like living in their heads. And I do. Shit, I'm the boss-ass bitch. God, I love it. Lick it, love it, and do every minute of it. All right, let me try another one. These ones kind of got a little fucky. A little sucky-fucky. Fucky-sucky. I don't even know. Some of them must have dropped them because they're not in the order. How do you, yeah, I know says I should get one. I love it. Mickey, I'm going to tell you why, because it makes me feel like it's like a cool down for me after the run. It helps your core for those of you who don't have a good core and all that stuff. I think we did this. I'm a badass motherfucker and I will not back down from a challenge. I think we did that one. I'm a fucking legend and I will leave my mark on the world. Oh, you guys. You are a fucking legend. And you will leave a mark. I will leave a mark for sure. Hold on. I'm a fucking boss and I will lead with confidence and strength. I like that one. And that's what I'm trying to do. Hi, Gina. You have no core? Well, you need a vibration plate then. That's what I love to do. You know, I love to help people. I love to guide them. I love to teach them. I love to try to help them and teach them how to get where I am today. You know, you don't have to do everything that I do, but I think boundaries is so important in our lives, and we allow people to walk all over us and do those things that aren't okay for people to do. But because we allow them to do it, they don't know any better, right? Warriors will leave a legend. I'm leaving a mark in this world. Whether I go out broke, naked, or I don't know, wind out some way, I'm leaving a mark. Hi, Teresa. I'm doing pretty good today. Grandpa's doing great, Phil. I mean, I think. He went to bed. He had so much fun last night with me dancing with him. I mean, and the fact that he was going to get up to dance with me, how cute would that have been? God, that pulled up my heartstrings. That made me so happy, that moment. You know, again, happiness is a choice, right? And in that moment, that was my highlight of the day. If you know, when I tell you guys, when you say, I tell you guys all the time to end the day with highs and lows. What was my high? What was my low? And if you have a low, how would you change it? Or how did you let it affect you and try to work at it that way? My high was that moment. My high was that. That was my highest high. My second high was PT. my second high was PT. Those were my two highs of the day. My third high was swimming, getting in the pool. We allow ourselves to be doormats, and I hate that. Fuck the doormat. And I'm trying to take a stance of fuck the doormat. And sometimes people say, I allow Dan to walk all over me. No, I really do what I want to do anyway. He can have his ugly ass opinions and beliefs, but I still act the way I want to. Nobody has any control over me. There's a difference. Nobody does.
Who said I walk? Where is that comment? Where's the walk all over comment?
What were you? You fucking, like a mole.
I want to know the name. I just heard it when I walked out. Walk all over.
You walk all over.
I don't remember that song. These boots will
These
walk
boots are
over.
made for walking. He thinks
I
he
don't
has
walk.
control in this relationship, but I'm the fucking boss. I'm the badass fucking boss of this relationship. He wants to fight. He's gonna go down, fighting, squirming, flailing around like a fucking little wimp he is. I got everything in here. I've got the strength, I've got the kindness, and I've got the fucking fortitude to survive and achieve my goals. Not like some guy who, just lets everything go in life and says, baby, this is all we got. Figure it out. I had a divorce from my partner. I'm unhappy. I got a heart attack, girl. I got a heart attack. I can't work anymore. You do whatever you got to do. Don't tell me about finances. Get the kids through college and do what you got to do. I've already worked enough. You figure it out and do what you need. Yeah, that was a fun fucking 10 years of my life. Fun fucking 10 years of my life. Stress. That's why I have this hanging fucking waddle. Your waddle's starting to come to me. It's because of all that fucking stress that I got from you and saying, well, gotta sell another house, you better budget better. Good thing I bought those houses.
They're called first world problems. I don't know what the problem is there.
Yeah. And
I
now,
could have died too. I could have been in a car accident and just dead.
We would have been
And
richer.
you would have had the fucking houses.
We would have been richer.
You gonna on my insurance? I'm worried. When I got life insurance, I was literally thinking to myself, really? Who collects this when I die? What if I'm like murdered? Then who collects? If she's not the murderer, then she collects. Well, how do you know? If it's unsolved, does she collect?
It takes 10 days. I learned on your NPR channel, the HL, what's the murder channel?
We're listening on the way back from the concert. We're listening to that, HNL, which is the ding, 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 and they were married happily until she began slowly cyanide poisoning him over a long period of time.
I learned that 1 teaspoon.
One teaspoon a day will make him go away.
A rat poison
Bum,
will take 10 days.
The case went cold for 2 years, and
10
then
days. 10 days.
suddenly somebody fell out of a car and they found what we need now. Gong, gong, gong. I mean, pretty entertaining, man. If you guys haven't heard that, it's like it's like Solved Mysteries or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Dan is more dangerous to himself than I am to him.
I hear about all these women who just take out their men.
Watch out,
whether it's monetary or they fell in love with somebody else.
Did you pick up my
and then they
today?
do it in such a horrible fucking way.
I don't know why you're standing in front of me. This is my show, not yours.
YouTube trials too. I mean, I don't know what it is about women trying to off their husbands.
If you see the antifreeze come in today, don't worry about that. That's a quicker.
Antifreeze is what it was. Like a teaspoon of antifreeze in your coffee every day. That'll solve.
When
the
I
problem.
start bringing you coffee in the morning, start maybe questioning.
You do make the coffee.
I do make it, and I don't drink it.
Jesse, I don't block people. So if you got blocked, I send me a message.
Oh,
I'll
Hunter, I'm
unblock
so
you.
sorry your pop died. Don't get me started on the pop. Pop!
Lead paint.
Pop! Pop! Let me tell you what's going on. Do you know what's going on? Well, let me tell you. Pop. You live with me. You're 93 years old. You're recovering from a hip surgery. You are fine. You are recovering like a champ. You are well, Pop. Your legs work. Come on, Pop. Let's go. All right, Pop. We got it. Let's go. Keep walking. Don't worry about the cord. Come on, Pop. Focus. Fuck, Pop. It's attached to your bladder. You have a kid. You have a leg. What? Walk. All right, Pop. Sit down. Sit. All right. Yeah. Ooh, this looks good. I know, Pop. I know. I got you some milk. We do it. All right, Pop. Talk to you later. You have any questions before I leave, Pop? What did you say? I can't hear you. I knew you were talking to me, but I didn't know anything.
You keep
Pop.
flies at me.
You had
That's pretty
a
accurate.
broken hip, Pop. A broken hip. You're recovering like a champ. You can walk. But you got to be careful, and that's a catheter. The catheter is attached to your bladder. We don't touch that. You live with your family, Pop. You live with your family. You live with us. Dan, at this point, he's just already tuned out, Dan and his fucking long-ass fucking stories. Pop's like already out. What? Never mind, you're eating. Yeah, it's just Dan can't. No. Sis doesn't help us with Phil, and she blames us for everything. Of course, Teresa. Very easy to do. Everybody always wants to point a finger. Yeah.
By the way, you know what's coming?
The
From this
Alzheimer's
channel?
Poker Channel.
Well, that too. We'll talk about the
Oh.
Alzheimer's thing. But I had at the concert, I tried some new content, just interacting with people live. You know,
I told Dan when we were walking
and
around.
I had a blast doing it.
We should, when we're in public, we should start doing that more, asking people questions. Hey, would you mind being on social media?
And then just getting in and just going for it. And we had that with some ladies at the show, and it was pretty fun. I took it off. I've saved it from a live. We did it on a live. I'm going to post like a 4-minute thing. It was pretty fun. And
It was fun. We had fun. I'm
live
I'm funnier
interacting
than
with
him,
people
but-
live. You know, unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. It's frickin' live, right? There's no stop. Let's do that again. It's frickin' live with new people, and it's exciting as hell. You got to, you know, it's like live television. It's pretty cool.
But I think that's something we should do, even on date night. We should just go up to random people. Hey, we're doing social media. Do you mind being on it? And start asking them the questions and seeing if they don't mind. I think it would be fun, and that's something that, because you know, we like to talk, right? I mean, he really loves to talk. I'm short and sweet, and he's like long and dilapidated. Like it's just really complicated.
Dilapidated.
It was a little dilapidated this morning.
You're incorrect, right? I mean, do you know this morning was actually quite spectacular because at my age, you know, round 2, that's not very common, but you needed it.
Early.
Well, how long has it been? I mean, it's been like a long time.
Yesterday.
So, yeah, but before that, it was a long time.
Yeah, that we had. No, it wasn't that long.
Well, it was good. You were
really easy, and I was
she
like,
was
what
very,
the hell?
she actually was complimenting
So it
me
took
and saying things to
took
me
me after-
instead of, you know, hurry up. You know, that just delays it, right? Yeah, I was short today because she was real, quick, premature.
It came
whatever
and
the word
went.
is.
It came and
But then
went.
I kept working.
It came and
I didn't stop.
Yeah, he didn't stop, but it just wasn't at that point. It came
Yeah,
and
but
went
it
like
was
5
not
times.
going to be quite the same. But I didn't stop. I kept going. I
He
mean,
was sweating.
I'm not a quitter.
He didn't. He
Even
tried.
at fucking 58, man.
He was trying. He was
I
trying.
was like, fuck, that was quick, and I just had to power through it. That's what you
and
do.
I was trying to, I have cues, don't go yet. You
And
know,
I'm like, I
too
can't
late.
help it.
I knew it
was
too.
just-
He did it.
there's nothing I can do. You
Did
know,
it.
the point of no return. The point of no
So
return.
here's the thing, and that's why sometimes
I was past
it's
it.
not worth the workup because sometimes it just goes away. And if it's not there, then you have to deal with like just not worth it, right? I just had this, whatever. It's not. I just would rather just wham bam and get it over with because my mind is so crazy. It's hard for me. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, it's coming. I'm gonna get a point today.
Don't give body in while you're doing that.
What did I
Don't
say?
go, ooh, ooh. What?
You just did it.
I know, but
You tell me not to
I'm
do
just
it, but
like
you
the
did it.
AI can pick up on that shit. It's like simulated bullshit. You can't simulate
But that's the
shit.
thing with our brains. I don't know if anybody's like in that same thing, but there's so many times like the sensation's not dead. It's there, but it just
It was there today. It was like,
well,
wow.
It wasn't because it wasn't done.
Well, listen, we
You
could have
went-
done more in the beginning, and you
went
chose
done.
not
no,
to
because
do.
it was coming.
Well, what happened then?
My brain. I don't know what happened.
I mean,
It
she's
just
the
went
one
away.
who dictated when to do what, so.
It happens. I think it's a mental thing because it really.
I mean, you can't get me all getting going and then go, wait a minute.
No, I was
wait,
like,
no,
giving him-
wait,
I was
stop.
giving him
I'm like,
cues 'cause
what
I was
the
like, hold
fuck?
on, this is a
I
good.
can't just shift
This
gears.
guy
I
is
don't
a
have a
physician.
clutch.
And then I held him up again, and then I was like, really, this guy? And then so I lost it. It was gone. And then I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna come back. And I was like, all right, keep moving. Just he wants to move. He's trying to get some
I
exercise.
didn't want to at that
getting
point.
some,
That
you
was
know,
totally
he's getting some
for my
pectoral.
wife. I was
Oh,
done
Hunter,
as
thank
done
you.
gets, but
And he was trying to make me happy. And then I thought I was gonna be happy again, and then it went away. And then it came back again. I was like, all right, limp.
please don't simulate it.
Anyway. It went away again. 3 times, like 3 or 4 times it was there and then it left. So I don't know what happened. I said, never mind. At the end, he's like, thank God. I'm tired. I lost the focus. You can't say focus. That means feck off because you're stupid, I think. Focus is a new acronym. I think you say it to people, focus, and it's fuck off because you're stupid. That's an acronym for focus. Anyway, anyway, so it was a loser. I tried. Yesterday, I almost did it without any touching, and it just went away. Came and went twice. I mean, I don't know what's happening. So is that a perimenopausal thing? Or is that an IUD thing? What is going on? I don't know. Hi, Amanda. Seriously. So anyway, I just a struggle right now. Sometimes so it's only a half a point. If you can't get to the finish, it's only a half a point. It's broken. No, it's not broken. It feels. I mean, she's.
You don't get the finish.
I mean, I told him. I mean,
Half
this
a
morning
point is
I was
finishing
ready.
by yourself.
You know, there was touchy, there was playing swinging, there was all this stuff, and it was great. And then I thought normally I go really quick, and well, he went quicker than me. I think that's what happens when you're 58 too. You don't have as much control anymore. I mean,
Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, you're joking, right?
no control. I mean, he's shit. It was like 2-pump Chuck here.
It was not 2-pump shock. It
Bye,
was
Janet.
like,
Love
all
you.
right, are you ready? You're ready. And then you start pushing me back. Too late.
Too late. He was
Too
already.
late.
It was in the process.
Too late,
I was
baby.
pushing him back. Everything was
There's nothing you can do at that point.
Done.
When
clench
when the truck goes over the
Do
cliff, it's too late.
Do a
You're
Kegel.
gonna hit the ground.
Do a Kegel. Clench it off.
A Kegel would just make it quicker. Oh, damn. I thought that was a Kegel. It was the wrong
There
button.
was no cats.
Wrong
There was no
fucking
cats.
button. We're done.
There's no cats. So again, you know, we do shenanigans and we do play with each other and everything's fine. We do not poor Dan.
That video of everyone laughing was after last night's live. You know, you got to realize that we're not going to get up here and, I mean, hopefully not. It could happen.
Sometimes
because
I
things
do.
will, life does roll in.
It
But
does.
we're not going to have a major argument that we're in the middle of. That argument was done.
Let's see.
It just looked.
I mean,
because the passion was so fresh and the passion was
Okay,
real.
let's not go into
but
explaining
the
it.
argument was
the
already
argument.
resolved.
I mean, it was already there. I'm
was
still
resolved.
irritated by your words.
Well, we still disagree.
Yes, and I've explained that.
And I'm still irritated with your words. I mean, that's not going to change. I'm irritated with when I'm on the phone and you're back there fucking peanut gallery.
It was done.
Tell her we don't need her.
No,
We don't need her.
that was the third
I'm walking
time.
away, trying to
The
get
first
away.
time.
We don't need her.
Yeah, go away. Don't piss me off again. No more sex for you.
I'm good for at least another 12 hours.
Hell,
I mean, man.
get the fuck out of here. You want some more coffee?
No, absolutely, Mike. Mikey, it
Mickey
still
Mike.
triggers.
It's Mickey.
Because that's otherwise it wouldn't have been what it was, right? It was entertaining because
I think that's
the
why
passion is
that's
real.
why I couldn't finish. It's because I'm still holding on to those words he said to
And
me.
she does hold grudges too long. I mean, that's the problem. You got to let it go, baby.
And-
let it go.
Anybody would hold a grudge with those words.
Not
the
anybody.
Vicious, the ferociousness that came out of your fucking mouth.
Look at-
Really? That was wicked.
Was
You
it-
were fucking wicked. I've never said anything that wicked to you ever.
What did I say? You just can't keep your fucking
That's not
mouth
what you
shut.
did. You didn't. You yelled for 10 minutes.
I did not yell
You
for 10
always
minutes.
make my life difficult.
Yeah, well,
You
it's not-
never do anything to help me out.
That's not what I said. I
Yes,
said
you did.
all you're doing there is adding stress on me. that I don't
Everything you
need.
do gives me
I don't-
stress.
I don't need that
You
extra stress.
get involved in my butt the fuck out of my fucking life.
And
Make
I
things
said that.
easier for me. All you do is make fucking things difficult. Just keep your fucking goddamn mouth shut.
And get the fuck out of our house. That's our son and cousins and things.
We're just gonna say the cousins. Oh, I see where you went.
Hey, you want to see the goodie bag we got?
You gotta
Not
no,
here. Not here.
no, can't do that. Can't do that goodie
Not
bag.
here. Not here. Because it'd be too close. That goodie bag is a goodie bag, but not for here. Somebody went to the candy store.
The candy store.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the problem with that. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Yay.
Women are always right. I mean, that's not a bad approach,
But
right?
he's
If you
never thought
want-
that way.
Bullshit. The reality is, I give in, and I don't fight on 95% of the things that bother me. That's the honest to God truth. Only things that matter. And when I get triggered, I have a nasty tongue. Can't help it. Right?
Mark,
If I'm
does your-
triggered and angry.
Mark, does your brother have a nasty tongue?
Mark's all, I ain't getting in this
Brother.
fucking thing.
This one.
What brother?
They all have nasty tongues except Dave.
Who's the worst one?
Dave? He's got the worst tongue of all.
No.
You never heard, remember when Ricky was parking that boat?
Well, yeah, but I mean, anybody would have
He
freaked
just
out.
get angry. He didn't get. Oh, he doesn't swear too much.
No. He doesn't swear too
No
much. What
makeup.
is
We
this?
just did that this morning.
His dad's still using that.
What is it?
I don't know.
You have the.
I don't know what it
Thank
is.
you, Pam.
Ask Danielle.
You know I have the patience.
What is that?
I fell Costco pharmacy. That is. I can't remember which one that is.
I don't know what it is.
I gotta look inside what it is.
We gotta find
I
out
gotta
what
look
that
at his
is.
pill. Well, it's one he
What
takes.
smells?
It's the fly thing. That's what collects the flies.
Hey.
You were gonna blame Mark?
No, nobody smells. No person smells like that. It's like a skunk that's been dead for 6 months.
No, it's
I'll
manure.
ask Dave.
Shit, these flies.
Well, no, it's the one. Dan, stay right here. It's one of the.
All right, go ahead.
It's one of the 10 pills he takes. But
I just want to know, are we still using
yeah,
it?
well, yeah.
I get a dead fly is a really wretched smell. It's pretty bad.
Not the dead flies. It's the mixture.
Oh.
The fly thing.
That attracts them. I guess you're gonna have to. Because what are flies attracted to, right? So you got to have a smell that simulates what they're attracted to, I guess. You just got Costco in Sweden. Costco is a trip. If you're going anywhere, Costco is not a bad stop. The goodies aren't for us, Amanda. That's Danielle's cousin, or it's her kid of her cousin's kid. So her first cousin, once removed, who came to hang with Andrew, they're about the same age, and that's Andrew's second cousin. And his friend is here. So there's two people from New York on Danielle's side, and they're staying with Andrew for like a week or something. So they went to the fun shop. Tina, if I had Kit Kat ice cream, I would just be inside eating it. I love Kit Kats. I love them. Happy spouse, happy house. Absolutely. I mean, when you're arguing, right? When it happened on Friday night, and by the way, I was already a little elevated just because of other things. Nothing major, nothing her fault.
You were angry.
It wasn't your fault, but I was a little elevated.
You were very.
He walked. It was not a great date night.
He walked
right?
into the the
everything
place and
went
he's
wrong.
like, "There's no beer. What am I doing?" And it was like a Germany beer
but
place.
wait a minute. So, I had to take an Uber to go there because
why?
she was working at my office, which was great. So
Hi, Arnie.
I took an Uber there, after my shower, and I'm a pretty particular person, like what I like. And her friend who's going through some shit
Good night,
was
Hunter.
on our date for the
Sorry
third
for your
time.
loss.
But again, I say nothing because it's appropriate. I'm not going to ever take that away from her, especially in a time of need. So I'm just dealing with it, right?
Coke?
And then we go to a restaurant that I'm not happy about, but I'm just like, all right, whatever. I was drinking Coors Light, that's what I had to drink.
Well, they had-
which is literally worse
You're
than
welcome,
piss water.
Hunter.
Worse than
They
piss water.
had IPAs and shit like that, but he
There's
hates
some
it.
German stuff that would have just knocked me on my ass.
Well, you
and
needed
then
it.
during the dinner, it's pretty much the two of them talking.
I
and
was trying to involve you.
I understand, but it's not my, I don't want to sit there and talk about somebody's issues. So, and especially when I know the other side of the issue, right, of the person. So I'm just kind of, and I walked out. So I said nothing. Nothing blew until my sister called, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, I got something to do. I can answer the phone. And I start talking, right, and I'm walking away. And then the peanut gallery. And then I turned around and said, let's knock the peanut gallery off. But I didn't say it like that. I said, that's the way I said it, quietly. Because
That's what he did.
I don't want my sister
This
to hear.
is what he did.
Because I'm on the phone with her, and she's trying to,
And you see this face, and then it was
yeah,
like
I had that face and the whole thing. And then after I did that,
It's an alien.
that triggered her worse. And so she starts talking
I love
louder,
that,
right?
Arnold.
Now she's coming no
tried.
matter what. And so it was over. The minute I turned around and said, that was it. The night was over.
Oh.
And then there was no 10 minutes in the car, right? Once we got to the car.
No, you yelled at me for 10 fucking
I-
by the time you stopped talking, we were already on Bader Road.
No, that was a silent ride home.
No,
it was fucking silent. It was an
became
unpleasant ride
silent
home.
at Bader. That's when you
Whatever.
shut the fuck up.
Whatever. I was trying to explain to you that
You
that's
weren't
stress.
explaining.
That was stress.
Yeah, and what did you do to me?
You started it.
No, you started
No,
it.
I was on the phone with my sister,
exactly.
and you started
I was
it.
kindly saying.
You were kindly
at the
saying,
first.
fuck you
Yes, we
to my
didn't either.
sister.
Which-
That's what you were saying.
which
Fuck
true.
you, bitch. Which is fine.
I
She may have
could've- I wish
deserved it, but
she
I
did
don't
deserve
need to
it.
deal with that kind of stress with my family. That's what bothered me.
Okay,
Deserved or
well,
not
they
deserved,
create
she's
their
still
own
family.
stress because they are who they are. So stop trying to fix the idiots of the world. Period.
We're talking about it again.
So irritating. We were never going to see eye to eye on this.
No, I mean, but it's okay if we don't see eye to eye. It's a simple issue.
I hope that fly flies in your fucking mouth.
It's a simple issue, right?
It's not simple.
It's simple.
so complicated.
It's you interfering with me
It's
trying
so
to make good with my
complicated.
sister.
Who fucking cares to
I
make
do.
good with her?
Please don't simulate that.
She should make good with you
Of
and
course,
us,
of
not
course.
you with her.
Of course,
Oh,
but sometimes
go
you got to
away.
be
Now you're
the
bugging me.
bigger one.
Get the
You
fuck
got to
out.
be the bigger
No,
one.
you don't ever have to be the bigger one when
You
she
do.
keeps failing and failing and failing.
Everybody fails.
Get the fuck out. You waffle, Mr.
I mean,
Waffle.
are you perfect?
Yes. Pretty close
Unfortunately,
to
that's what that. When you believe that, you're going to be pretty, hardcore in your positions. But
perfect.
I believe
Teresa,
nobody's perfect.
we tolerate each other. We tolerate. Yeah, she's just as fake as I am. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's mutual. I mean, it's not like one-sided, but my sister's my sister. She's got some issues that ADHD type stuff.
What's the waffle? The waffle means he can't choose a side, right? He's always choosing his family side.
I don't ever choose
over his wife's side.
I've never ever
His
in my life
wife
done
is
that.
not as important as his
That's
sister.
completely wrong. That's what also complicates it because she just doesn't. She hyperbolizes in the midst of our argument. Because saying, you're lying, right? I can give you an example right now where, there was a rift. I didn't talk to my sister for months because I was standing up for you.
Not really rifts. It wasn't that.
Months.
It wasn't a month.
Months.
It was not a month.
Oh, months, and I'm
was
still
a month.
angry over it.
And but you don't remind. And I'm still angry because that's going to come up once again.
But did I not defend you ferociously?
Well, that was the first and only time you've ever
Because
done
it
that
was
with your
important.
family.
It was important. I don't want
And
to
you
fight
said
stupid
specifically,
battles.
I choose my wife. Period.
That
That was the only time.
I will always support my wife, but I will choose what's right. Right? You're not always right. I'm not always right. Nobody is. It's not an obligation. I don't have to follow you down a rabbit hole. I can step in the rabbit hole and go, dear, let me help you back up out of it. That's also a good husband.
Where do I
Same
ever
way
get
with
the
me.
hand?
If I was out doing
Danielle,
if
let
I
me
was-
help you.
Well, it's an analogy.
Danielle, God, you look like you need some help and guidance. Here's my hand. Pull it and I will lead you to water. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
You don't always have to, and I don't agree with her all the time on many things.
Many things.
And I'm not obligated to agree, but I am obligated to support.
You should.
Right? She is my wife, and not to sit there and make a big deal out of it. Everyone has issues. I set 95% of mine aside, and the ones that I get bitchy about are typically family related or really important to me. Health, the kids, whatever.
Yeah, I won't go to family functions.
Which is also very stressful for me. All right, it's a stress. Every time I go if I have to account, why is my wife not here? Why, those are all stressful things to me. It's not pleasant.
He's trying to keep the peace. No, 100%.
This is not
He's
something that's isolated to one thing, and there's not one person's fault. It's not one side or the other.
I've decided I cannot be around.
everybody is
This
wrong.
is where my boundary is, right? When I talk about boundaries all the time. I decided I'm not going to spend my time with people who don't appreciate me or care for me, period.
It's not people. You have a feud with one person, so you blow off the whole family of that.
It's not, it's more than just one.
All right, well.
I would never choose
I don't,
my
who's
sister.
the other? I don't
Well, I can't talk about that on here. We're not going to do all that on here when we haven't even discussed it first. We're not going to just air that on Dirty Fuck yet until we discuss that, and then we can bring it back if we have peace.
Well, you can let me know, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
What?
It's just, I'll explain it to you later. Why are you looking at me like that? I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I told them, I said, the only supporter I have in this family is your mom. Your mom has my back over everything. She sees everything the same way I see it. And she's explained it. Even when you're upset about something and she corrects you on it and she says, well, Dan, you know, blah, blah, blah. Your mom has always had my back. And for that, she will always have my utmost respect.
She doesn't always agree with you, but
No.
she always has your back.
She has my
That's
back.
the same with
She
me.
has made it. She has made it so clear to me that she does. She agrees with me most of the time. Out in the back. Anyway. You know, Kathleen, I think there's a little bit of that. I think there's a little bit of it. I think that's a little bit of both. Kathleen said, I think she's incapable of doing the job of taking care of the dad. And I think it is a guilt she probably has, right? Because of her inability to be able to do it. Because she's made some comments on Dan's post before about, I wanted to take him in, but Dan insisted, no, that didn't happen that way. But I think it makes her feel better, right? The embarrassed, I don't know. Like Dan too has a reaction kind of the same way that Carrie's having with Grandpa, with his kids, Dan wasn't very involved, right, with the kids. He was involved from the outskirts. He was in the sidelines, right? I did everything because I was capable of doing what I do. Dan wasn't capable of doing the same shit I could do. He doesn't know. He didn't grow up with it. He didn't know how to do it, how to be, and he was uncomfortable and anxious and all this stuff. And I handled it like the boss-ass bitch that I did. I wish he was more involved, but it's kind of a thing in the Salinger family, right? Everybody is different, and everybody shows the same signs. So it's really interesting. Is that making it worse if she hears it? If she hears it, she hears it. Whether she agrees with it or not, if she hears it, it's my truth. It's how I feel, and I would tell her the same thing. But the problem is they don't listen. You can tell them. The only thing the only thing that could happen is somebody else is watching it and it gets back to her, and then she doesn't understand
The only one taking money is, and insurance plus other, food, drugs.
The tornado. Hi, Cinnamon. I didn't even know you were here. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Sin.
She's ready to go HOME.
Yeah. She didn't like the dogs?
No, she got along with them fine. They were just hanging out together.
Oh.
She doesn't like to go through the little doggy door, though.
Yeah, she does it, though.
She will. She had to, but she doesn't like it.
Hi, Sin. You smell the kitty?
All right, Sin.
Yeah, all right.
I got to pick up some stuff, my dad's pills.
Yeah. And then you don't have to rush it back over.
I know. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah.
I got to go to Costco anyway.
Oh, all right.
Come on, Sin.
Does she get pissed? I'm sure she would. Yeah, I'm sure she would get pissed if she heard it. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. It's my life, It's the truth. You don't know. He does stop gambling entirely. You can do it responsibly. Responsibly most times. If you weren't a bitch, his family would like you. Yeah, maybe true. Maybe true. His family has known me since I was 5. I don't think I was a bitch at 5, though. Do your fact check before you come in. Yeah. Makes you look like an ass, Assumptions make you look like an asshole. Does Mark get along with her? Mark kind of takes her for what she is. She does a lot for Mark. She invites Mark over for dinner a lot. She buys him clothes. She does a lot for Mark. But he knows he can't count on her, Thanks, Vicky. Focus, yeah. Fuck off, because you're stupid. Yvonne, I can't. I can be a bitch, especially to mean people. Absolutely. And has Mark been married once? Yeah. The thing is that, I don't know. I have my strong feelings. And like I always tell Dan, if I'm talking to you guys and setting an expectation what I think we should all do, right? I'm not going to back down from that. I'm not going to be like, ooh, I can tell you to do it, but I'm not doing it myself, right? I've removed myself from family functions for a reason. Because I don't feel welcomed, and I'm mad at his family. I'm mad. I'm mad. Sorry, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm mad. And I really have a hard time being around anybody. I'm mad. M-A-D. Pretty much. That's it. There's no other explanation other than I'm mad. No, Dago. None. And I've gotten really mad. How do they treat the kids? I mean, they're very nice to the kids. Hey, how's it going? Joanne loves Andrew. Joanne loves my kids. I mean, she gets along with all of them. Based on the previous conversation, she isn't coming no matter what. So she comes over. I mean, she still comes over. Carrie will come over a couple times a week. Or like last week, she came over twice. And then there'll be weeks where she doesn't. And then she'll come over for a couple hours and then she leaves. So anyway. Well, and that's what I feel like, Connie. And that's my feelings, right? It doesn't mean they are doing it. I think it's really difficult because a lot of, they don't see what they're doing. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's like, it's a weird thing that they don't think below the surface, right? Everything is just surfacey. They just see everything from their point of view. And when, like, they don't take an account of how hard this is for us, right? And so I'm mad. And I just, honestly, it infuriates me. It infuriates me. Not that I expect them to come and but I expect that. I just expected more, I would expect them to pull their heads out of their ass. And that's the thing. I'm still doing their job and I still will take care of him and love him and do what I got to do to keep him safe and be with him when he dies, I hope. But now that it's difficult to transport him, most of the time I'll tell Dan, you just go, I'll stay home with Ed, because he can't really go. Or now they're starting to come here because for a while I wouldn't do any family functions at my house for a long time because I was pissed. I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm not catering to people who don't like me and who don't care for me and who just fucking are, my feelings, right? Just my feelings. And I stopped doing family functions because every time I had one, I was crying, and I didn't like that. I didn't like to feel like a prisoner in my own house when his family came over. But I did it for a long time for Dan because Dan said, please just do it for me. So again, sacrifice for Dan and my thoughts and my values and my feelings for my husband, right? Because I loved him and I just would get burned and burned and burned over and over and over again. And so I just finally said, I'm done. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to have people in my house who make me feel less than or don't give a shit about my house or what my expectations are, right? So I stopped. But now, right, I'm, we can't really take Ed anywhere and I have to put myself in a position and I really hate it. Really hate it. Really hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, Sonia, it was horrible. Hi, Froggy. So shady, 100%. Yeah. And it's just, it's hard for me, right? There's a lot of trauma with a lot of things, you got to remember the family is a different thing. The dynamics are different, so it's hard, but it's just the bullshit. We all have it, we all have family drama. We all have shit that we do. We all have shit that we experience. We don't always get along with our families or in-laws, and that's okay. We just find a way to cope and deal. And when I started doing this, I started, the only thing I talk about is the stuff that I've done or I've accomplished myself. And I do put my foot down. Dan doesn't like it. It creates a lot of arguments, right? Because why? Because Dan wants to keep everything neutral. So it keeps him out of stress. Because he wants to be, right? He doesn't want to be pulled into drama, which he calls it. The drama's already there. So I'm supposed to be the better one to keep everything peaceful. So that way he doesn't stress out. And sometimes that pisses me off. Because why is everything always falling on me? You know what I mean? Why does everything follow on me? Why does he always expect me to do everything and to be kind and to be supportive? That's fucking hard, especially after all this shit. No, Connie, I wouldn't talk to her for a while. I wouldn't even accept her in my house for a while. And she knows why. She did something really ugly. And after that, I never forgave her. Never forgave her. I don't think I will ever forgive her. She did one of the most horrific things to me that I could ever think of somebody doing, and was trying to bring in the family on it. Josh, Adam. There's no sit down, Connie. This grudge will be there forever. Yeah. And Dan didn't talk to them. That's when he said, I will support my wife and fuck off, pretty much. He said, focus. Focus. And that's when he had to come down and wouldn't talk to her sister for a while because of what she wanted to do to me. And it was god awful. And she's lucky I'm allowing her around here today. And I'm doing that for Dan. I'm doing that for Dan. Not for me. Because if it was up to me, because that really tells me what she thinks about me. It was gruesome. It was ugly. Really ugly. Some things it's harder to, and he doesn't care. He's just like, Danielle, just work through it, right? Keep me at peace. Well, fuck you. Where's my peace, right? How am I supposed to look this person in the eye and put on a fake smile when she wanted to do something god awful to me? Period. I will never forget that. Ever. And I think it's going to come back to haunt us later in different ways. What's that noise? Garbage trucks. Yeah. I can't, I'm not privileged. If that's something Dan feels comfortable saying, I don't know. That's pretty family oriented. That's pretty deep. So I don't know. I couldn't forgive. I've forgiven enough to allow her in my house. For a while she wasn't accepted, and Joanne understood. My feelings are valid, and Joanne said, if it happens, it'll take time. So yeah, she hurt me, emotionally. Very bad. Very bad. Do I have a daughter-in-law yet? No. Yeah, Toki. And sometimes you have to do it for your own mental sanity, right? I've been in this family since I was 5. I've been in this family since I was 5. Sis. Sansony, sis. Bad. And it's sad because I could never even talk to you guys about it in Zoom, in our private room, because there's people and then they'll use it against Reddit. Yeah. So it's something I can't even feel comfortable talking about because we have a mole. Yeah, it's horror stores. It's horrible. But boy, this helps more than you realize. And that's why I talk about these things. That's why we talk about these things, because this is a big spectrum. This is a big, family dynamic. And if you're a caregiver and these are the same fucking, these are the same issues a lot of people have, right? Adults. Has she ever betrayed you before? Not like that. She's just been bitchy and, just tries to control situations and, just just stupid shit because there's an unlike there. And but was a betrayal. This was an absolute, this is exactly what you think of me. I mean, my kids got involved. They were so pissed. My kids, Jennifer's all or nothing, man. So she's it was ugly. My kids were upset. Does she treat Josh differently? I mean, Josh is just kind of on the outskirts. I feel bad for Josh because, Josh does it to himself too, but he's really busy. He's busy. He has a life. He's got kids. I take the initiative to go see the kids, right? Because that's really important to me. And they are like my life. Aside from my kids, those kids are my life that keep me going. I mean, that's my happiness. Rocky and I are super close, and that is also a very comfortable place to be for me. Pepper, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. So, but without them, I would be, without Josh and Rocky and the kids, I would be a lost kitten or old kitten, whatever. Josh and Rocky give me purpose in my life when I'm really sad. Those kids keep me up and moving for my sanity. And they help me a lot. Does anybody else do that in the family for them? No. I don't even know if Dave would know Dylan's first name. Am I close with my daughters? Very close. Get over yourself. Be an example to your kids. Oh, hi, Nancy. You're back? Hi. Get over myself. No, I'm not going to get over myself. I am an example for my kids, unlike you, who was trolling and bullying a woman on social media. Again, think about your actions. Yes, there could be another book. There is there will be another book. There'll be many books like this because it's self-help, you know? People need to read this stuff. People need to now that he's getting near his end of life. Isn't that funny? Cat dance? Funny, right? I know, I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Hi, Freckleface. How are ya? We're just talking about fucking life. What figure do you give your life right now? I don't know what that means. Because Josh is your baby brother. He's my brother. I mean, he's my mom. You know, like Josh to me is my name of hi, Chatty. It's there. You have it. It's on Amazon. So again, if you want my first book is on Amazon. Nancy, you should buy it. I told you that yesterday. That would help you in your trolling. It would help you maybe hopefully open your eyes and have a better understanding of me. My book, Nancy, is on Amazon. Look up Danielle Salinger and it will be there with a journal, a workbook that you could work through to maybe help your anger. Yeah. How many? 3. Yeah, 3. The shirt you wore in Vegas, did your husband laugh? That shirt, he doesn't care. I mean, I did you see my video today? I was wearing this. And did you hear the lady on my video? She laughed. She goes, oh my God, I love your hat. It was funny. Yeah, I know, Tina, I got to go back to no, you need to find somebody, Nancy, to make you happy and to leave me alone. I mean, it's sad that you're wasting time on a person you don't like. I'm sorry that I live rent-free in your head. I mean, it's really comical. Anyway, Josh is my brother. Yeah. I only have one. Jamaica. If I botch your name, Peachily. Bye, Beachman. Love you. Are we down to 12 days? 12 days? 11 days. But, I forget. I love my job as social worker and to move in with my 11. God! I mean, how does that happen? God, I'm so excited about that. I'm like, ooh, 11, 12. I always have that. God, I'm a badass bitch. Do you know, like, how I try to remember important things for my people? And Beachman's going through radiation, and he's on his 11th day, and I'm trying to keep track of it. Sometimes I'm afraid I lose track, but I still got, like, around the time. So I'm a badass bitch, and that's what I do differently than most people, is I try to connect, and I try to remember, and I try to do the best I can with, you know, that association with you and whatever our relationship has been, whether it's, you know, talking to Iceman about being sexy time and all the other shit. Yes, I have a book on Amazon. So it's called There You Have It on Amazon. Don't forget it. We're trying to get to 1,000. I mean, give Christy a break. I mean, she's worked hard on this book. Just type in Danielle Salinger. The book will be there. I have a journal and a workbook for you to work on. Was your mother married to Dan Sr.? Ed? Yes, my mom was married to Ed. We're at 986. We have some more. I also have Patreon, which is like $4.99 a month if you want the additional fun stuff like my singing videos. Come on, more concert videos. Yes, we'd love to, of course, not stop at 1,000, but so Patreon is also there. Everything's available in my link tree. We have no more merch, so support in any way you can. It's coming every day as a support, but any of the other things are great too. They're available. The book, come on, we're helping Christy out. The next phase we're doing is we're doing a Millie Pig book, and her daughter's doing the illustration, and I'm so excited because I think her daughter's doing an amazing job, and I love that she can write it and her daughter can do the illustrations. Come on. No, we did not grow up in the same house. I met Dan once when I was 5, and then I didn't meet him again for another 5 years or so. Yeah. So, are you live every day? Every fucking day. Yeah. Aspire. It's a healthy, you guys were giving me so much shit about Red Bull that I try to get a healthier version, and it sucks. My mom had cancer. Yeah, my mom had cancer. Wasn't that cute, Vicky? Oh, I hate my animals. Cat dance. Don't get it twisted. I'd like to get rid of Blue Kitty. I talk about getting rid of Blue Kitty, but I can't. I feel bad. Like, we saved her. She's alive, but she's a fucking bitch. I hate Celsius. It's too much caffeine. This is only 80 milligrams. I can't do more than that. I can separate my caffeine and have like whatever, but I still have my pig. What kind of cancer did your mom have? Primary lung. Yeah. Was my mom's first? No, Joanne. The first 5 kids are from Joanne. How did my families intertwine? My mom married Ed. Oh my God, you guys. I don't ask no more from kids, so I don't help. I can't wait for the Millie book. Oh my God, I can't wait either. I want that name, Freckleface. Who is that? She's on here. My mom married Ed, you guys. My mom met Ed when I was like 5-ish. They dated for a while, and then they got married like years later. Blue Kitty is a bitch, man. She's a bitch. Get the book, learn the story. It's in there. All that stuff is part of my book. Could you please go to Amazon, Danielle Salinger, and then buy there, you have it. And there's a workbook that goes along with it that Nancy should work on because she needs a lot of help. And so do the other trolls yeah. Was he always jovial? No. And always a gentleman? Fuck no. Do I have older siblings? I'm the oldest. I have a picture of my mom. No, he wasn't a father to me. Absolutely not. No. I didn't like Ed. Ed and I we were indifferent with each other. Your book is on its way? Yay. Josh is my half-brother. My mom, right, who created me with my dad, my mom created Josh with Ed. So Dan and I share Josh. Pretty cool, huh? So Dan was your stepbrother. Yeah. Still technically is. My mom died. They weren't divorced. So I was mainly thinking your dogs. All right then, cat lover. Cat dance, I'll give you a... Is it just the two of you? I don't know. I can tell Ed was very blunt and very stern. He was an ass. Ed was an ass. Ed was an ass, period. Yes. Was Ed a good dad to Josh? In his own way. Was he a their dad? No. He's just kind of on the outskirts. Like, Ed's just different, right? Dan was my stepdad. No. Me and Josh are the only siblings from my mom. My mom had 2 kids with 2 separate men. And my dad had 2 kids with his wife. Yeah, thanks, Samantha. So read that. How did Ed take my mom's loss? Hard. He fantasized. He fantasized the relationship after she died. He thought it was like some magnificent relationship, and it pissed me off even more. And then I hated him even more because that pissed me off. He was a control freak with money. Like, he wouldn't pay for everything. Like, my mom did a lot of stuff. Can you describe Ed? No, I don't want to. He was an ass. That's what Ed was. And now we love each other. Crazy, right? I think Ed always loved me, right? But he just has a weird way of showing it. Ed doesn't even last night, if you see, right? And I was dancing with them and I sang that song right at the end and I said, "And we love you," you know? He doesn't say "I love you" back. I mean, that was your clue, people. Like, people are like, tell him you love him, give him a kiss, do the thing, you know, do that. He doesn't see, you know, he says, "Oh, that's nice. That's nice." It's not that way. You can see the money fascinating with Ed before. Ed was very, very cheap, right? He wanted to spend his money his way, and nobody was going to tell him otherwise. What changed my heart about Ed? He's been here for 5 fucking years. He's been here for 5 years. I've grown. I've let a lot of the shit go from the past. And now, I mean, how can you hate a man? You wash them, you wipe their butt, you keep them clean shaven. Anybody who hates somebody doesn't do that shit for them, right? It has been healing, majorly healing for me. Majorly healing. It took a long time. Yeah. It took a long time. I didn't think it was going to happen. I told Mark and Dan, I said, nobody else volunteered to take him, right? Mark stepped up to the plate, and then he couldn't do it. And then Dan was like, we got to help Mark out. Mark's going to have a heart attack. And because, you know, when he believes he owns the house, Mark had to keep his title handy of the house and show him who was boss, and he didn't like it. "Oh, we'll see. We'll go down to the bank tomorrow. This is my house," you know? He was just an ass. And that's why we say mine a lot. I don't really necessarily say that anymore because he's not that way anymore. But he was very controlling at the beginning. He wanted to dictate what you could do. He charged us rent 1 year, 1 month. He was like, "Well, have you paid me rent yet?" He just very much, he likes to be the center of the universe. I think I understand now how your stepdad did your father-in-law. My stepdad is my father-in-law. You're very controlling. Yeah. And so he changed, he changed. I did it, people. I mean, if any story is here, it's my story. It's my story of how I got through the pain, the anger, the heartbreak, the misery, the fucking anxiety. You know what I mean? the anxiety of living with him and having him here in my house, and I was free and then I wasn't again. You know, imagine that, how hard that was for me. And it was, you know, there was the control of social media and helping and seeing things in myself that I didn't understand before, and looking at myself and reflecting and working hard to change and let go. There became a point where I just forgave him, right? And the more you care for somebody, you fall in love with them. Not in a weird way, so don't make it weird. But they become a child to you, right? Somebody you care for. And so, I love him, you know? It's the first year I've said I loved him. And I honestly do. Does he still piss me off? Yeah. You know, do I get frustrated and pissed off that I'm stuck here and, you know, I've had to sacrifice myself? Absolutely. But I did it. And I think that's what pisses people off, is because I'm doing it and I'm doing it badass, like a badass, right? My real father's dead. He unalived himself with a gun to his head. Yeah. So right when my mom was dying, my dad attempted his life, lived for 2 years and then died. My mom died 2 months later, less than 2 months later. So yeah, it's fascinating life, dealing with a lot of heartbreak, anxiousness, and all the things that arrive through childhood. Well, it was a workout. Anyway, all right, guys, I got to go take care of the cookies. I almost said golden rose. So I'm doing pretty badass, and I'm very proud of where I am today. And the trolls can kiss my ass, because guess what? They can't penetrate my soul, because I know who I am. Was Ed good to my kids? Loved my kids. I mean, Ed was close, right, to my kids. I mean, he was here every day. He moved. My mom and him built a house. You guys, this is all in my book. It's all in my book. They built a house to be closer to our kids. Ed was the closest, because of my mom, to my family. He would show up and wait for the kids every day. How are you? Great. The sky is purple. Oh, great. You know, what did you eat today? Snails and bugs. Oh, that sounds wonderful. That was how Ed, he never processes, you know, it was just as simple as, had his normal questions he would ask each kid. He would say, can grandpa kiss you? And they would say no. And then he would go sit outside, take a nap, and then he'd go home. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm done today. That was longer than I wanted to. You guys, I will see you about 4-ish, probably, my YouTube members. I have membership on YouTube, and that's for somewhat privacy, but we have a good time together without the chaos, because the trolls don't really say anything. They just listen from the outside. So if you are looking for more of Danielle and fun with the YouTube side, YouTube membership, $4.99, $5.99, I think it is. Yeah, Patreon, that's what I have. And my book. I mean, come on, help us here. We're working our ass off. I'm here entertaining you guys all the time, trying to keep it real and trying to keep it fun. Trying to keep the fun in the real, right? I'm here for you either way. Okay, have a great day. Remember, you are important, you are worthy, and you kind. You are kind. No, that's not my saying. You're important, you are worthy, and you matter. Try to at least be kind in those processes. But once you realize that you are important, you are worthy, and you matter, let me tell you something. Things start popping into place, and you start learning how to forget. You never forget, but you start learning how to forgive and let go of things, and you start feeling lighter on your feet. My book is on Amazon. Just type in Amazon. Just type in Danielle Salinger, and it'll show all 3 of the items that we have. Christy's she made these bundles in towns where she's at. If anybody's in New York, you know, you can email Christy. She does these cute little fucking amazing arrangements with anyway, it's so cute. She's been bringing them to little bookstores and stuff like that. And so after we get to 1,000, she's going to kind of do some fun bundles and stuff like that. So, and we have some other things coming, right? We have progression. I think she's waiting for the illustrations to do it so we can put some words to it. It's going to be a simple book, and we're going to do themes for each book. Anyway, remember Amazon, there you have it. And you can learn about my life. I mean, pretty much it gives you a in-depth view of all of this. Ed, my mom, my dad, my dad's family, my mom's side of the family, me and Dan, just me in general, you know, menopause and all the real shit that we talk about every day. You get to know me more, like in-depthly, right? About my culture, my background, where, you know, my ancestors came from. whoa, you know what I mean? So I let go of some things in there because I figured the real people who would read it would be the real people who, you know, wouldn't judge or be mean about it, right? And would keep it private because it's something that's near and dear close to my heart. So that's one of those things that it took me a long time to decide whether or not I was going to put that chapter in. Took me the whole 8 months, I think, because I was like, just write it. And if I decide to do it, Casino is our gateway to my dad is a handful. I get it. I love Casino. So anyway, I mean, it's your thing, Amazon. It's a quick read too, you guys. It's not hard to read, and it makes you think. Get the workbook too, because we didn't have it out at the same time, and people are like, holy shit, it's really made me think. And so what we did is we put a workbook together, well, Christy did, to go along. So if you wanted to do it and write your thoughts down, that's called reflection, and that's called growth. You reflect, you grow by reflection. So she did a great little twist on asking questions. So try it. Amazon, Danielle Salinger, and it'll pop it up. And they're not like $50 or anything crazy. It's very affordable. And what else? And Patreon and all that stuff. I have, posts. I do blog, like just little posts. I take pictures. I, talk, message. I don't really respond a lot on there because it's a lot. I have a lot of things, but try it out. Yeah, do it. Oh, Holly, thank you. And I think that people who really care for me really enjoyed the book, and that's what's important. The other ones who bitch about the book online didn't even touch my book or didn't even read of it, right? Patron. I call it Patron. Yeah, I do too. Hey, who doesn't like some Patron? Anyway, okay, I really gotta go. I gotta go tend to the kitchen. No, the chickens. And I got an acupuncture today. I have acupuncture today. What am I doing? Okay, I'll see you when my house crumbled. Everything, really quick, Lisa, my dear friend, my platonic wife, I call her, who I met through social media, by the way, and who has been a near and dear close friend for 4 fucking years. And we've seen each other many times. Her house flooded, right? Everything is gone. And the only thing that survived that she could take with her pretty much were clothes and my 3 books. I mean, the workbook and the workbook and the fucking, my book. She's like, how does everything survive? And the hat. I bought her a hat. I bought her a hat for a birthday present from Vegas. It's like this big, hat that you got to know Lisa. But so you'll be drunk for days. I'll meet you. GSR, let's do it. So her hat, my book, and the workbook. She's like, what the fuck? I said, that's how much we love each other. Says something. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great, great day. Is it on audio? No. We didn't do it on audio. So enjoy your day. Hi, Rick. It has been a long time. Hope you're well. Anyway, I got to go. I'm magic. Don't forget it. There you have it. I love coming. Ha 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 ha. Georgia.